Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Laugh and Learn with Tarot Stash. Thanks for being here. And Linda De Gonzalez. Hello, Linda.
Hello, Gerald.
Thank you for being here. Today's Laugh and Learn is take 2 of creating a YouTube channel. Today, we are specifically talking about some of the things that we do when doing a live show. Please remember that this is based upon our experiences. Your mileage may vary. So please understand that. I think that's great. Linda and I were talking backstage, and she's like, "Oh, and this and this and this and this," and I'm looking, yes, and so it is great to have you here with us, Linda. Thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I do have a lot to say on the subject, don't I?
Hold on, kids. Linda has a lot to say.
Yeah. This is a big surprise to everyone, I'm sure.
Well, it's the first time they've met you. First time they met you. Also, please take a little bit of time, like and subscribe to the channel. It's free. Linda does have memberships on her channel. That's not free. It's very affordable, and you get lots of fun things.
You do.
I am always reminding everybody that this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really. We've got a lot of information to share. Part 1 of this series of Laugh and Learn is linked in the description. So I want to encourage everybody to look at that, because there's good resources in there. So Linda, I'm going to take a sip and ask you if you'd like to say anything about this topic before we dive into the remaining pages of notes.
The remaining 4 pages of these.
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 6, but I covered about half of them.
I think we might need a part 3. I just want to, I have, stop and organize your thoughts. Over the past year or so, I have had various people come to me and say, I'd like to start a channel. What should I do? Now, why they picked me, I don't know, because there's way better people to ask. But I helped them as best I could. And then I realized that, wow, there are so many mistakes that I made that, and also what I'm talking about here is what I learned from screwing up.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do the screw ups. Oh, Kimberly, aren't you
People
sweet?
trust you, Linda. Yes.
What I'm sharing here is what experience taught me. Okay, your experience may vary. Your um, your channel's format may not be the same as mine. But if you're part of the WooTube community, it's likely that you're doing talking heads. Okay, you're not out anywhere. You're not like doing zipline adventures in Brazil. You're talking to your audience. You may or may not have a guest or more guests. It may be a panel, but it's going to be some variation of talking heads. And so that's what we're going to restrict our discussion to the general shape of WooTube.
And a lot of what we're talking about are things that have been pulled from various sources, from our own experiences. I've watched some YouTube videos about creating YouTube content. Nick Nimmons from
Right.
before that was mentioned
Yeah.
on Tuesday. So I want to go back to that because we're calling the information and using it for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're using it for us. And I do want to say hello to a lot of people here. So I'm going to say hello, best lurkers, hello, best chatters, hello, work lurkers, and hello, future lurkers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving this video a thumbs up. It really does help. And that's perfect. I've also had people ask me for help in creating a YouTube channel and doing lives.
Well, I was one of them, so.
And so it's a lot of fun. I have part of my own experience when I was working. I was a trainer. I worked in human resources, organizational development. I trained people on how to do presentations and how to put their best foot forward and get comfortable. So part of that comes from 20 plus years of experience with it. If you are interested in having us answer a specific question around doing a live show, please put it all in caps so that Linda and I will be able to catch it. So she's got her her next pair of glasses on. One of the things that was really important, I think, is you have to know why you're doing a channel.
Yeah.
We talked about this last time. Why are you creating a channel? Do you want to make money? Do you want to learn? Do you want to document your own learning process about something? Do you want to connect with people? All of those are valid. I'm going to say that again. All of those reasons are valid. Probably a whole bunch of other reasons that I didn't even mention. Knowing why you are creating a channel advises you on the way you move forward.
Yeah.
What you do with your about page, the thumbnails you create, the types of guests, the shows, and that. So that's really very important. And the schedule you keep.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Angela is here, Cardamancy Mesquite. Hello, Angela. I did see Essence of the Moon, Selena, who is
Nina's here. Yeah.
on with me on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern time for a casual.
That's tomorrow morning, and that's at 8 o'clock in the morning, Pacific time.
I know you'll still be up. It's okay.
Probably. No,
And
actually, I usually fall asleep around 4. Sorry, go on.
I do want to, yes, big thing to remember is you don't need to spend a ton of money.
That's right.
You don't.
You don't.
Kayla uses the free StreamYard. She spent money on an extra camera, but that was her choice.
Yeah.
And so
you can do that.
You can do that. Again, I mean, it seemed to shock Linda that for the first year and a half, I created all of my YouTube content using an iPad.
Well, see, I have a tablet, and I know how awkward it is to watch YouTube and chat with a tablet. It is awkward. It is like it doesn't like you can't type, and there's no sort just really awkward. So that's why it astonished me. Kudos.
Well, let me tell you, there were a lot of times when, because the chat would be moving, and of course it's a touch screen, I'm starring somebody's question, but instead of starring them, I've timed someone else out. Oops. Hypnicity, I have your question. We will get to that. So that in mind. All right, we've got a whole lot of information to cover.
Yeah.
So I want to go through all of this. Thank you everyone for being here. So if you're going to do live shows, if you do a live show, you need some type of a software or platform that will stream to YouTube. YouTube allows you to stream. I have never done it. I know some people who do it. If you stream from YouTube, great. I use StreamYard, and I have a paid version because I want to simulcast.
Yeah. Can I say something about
Yeah.
that?
Yes.
So YouTube does let you stream, but it's a really awkward interface. I'm here to tell you it's an awkward and for our purposes here in WooTube, where we're largely asking questions from chat, it doesn't give you the ability to mark questions. So if you're a reader, that's really tough. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's impossible for me. So I too use StreamYard. Now, I am an experimenter. And so I have I know. Ah, who knew?
Fancy.
Who knew? uh, I um, I have experimented with different streaming solutions, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted fancy, you got it. You want jargon, I'm full of it. So I tried OneStream. Well, that sucked big time because even though the help desk, because I specifically asked this question and they said, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, um, it didn't work. When I did it live, I didn't even test because I was an idiot. Um, my guests, and I did it on an Akashic Adventures, I guess about maybe 6 months ago or
I
so.
remember that.
Yeah, it was just a disaster because Viviani and Diana could not see the chat at all, let alone interact with it. And so I was left managing everything because I couldn't co-host. They don't have co-hosts. So I was left managing everything for three people and trying to read as well, which is
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm sorry, but that's,
Yeah.
um, yeah, exactly, Julianne. There's easier ways of doing it. And I don't want to waste energy that I could be using to answer questions for
Mm-hmm.
people I do not want to waste on admin. Okay, I'm
Yes.
sorry. And
Okay. Yeah.
recently I came across, so forget OneStream. If you want to simulcast and have co-hosts and have them be able to read the chat, yeah, no, forget OneStream. And Evie Mux is good. It's excellent, in fact, except you can't have co-hosts. The only way you can have co-hosts is if you give them your login information and they log in as you. That's trusting somebody with your life, your online
Mm-hmm.
life, and I'm not willing to. But
Yes.
but again, same problem. So even though StreamYard costs me more than a week's worth of groceries in my monthly, very skimpy budget, I'm sticking with StreamYard for now because Evie Mux says, "Oh yeah, well we've got that on our roadmap." Well, okay. Well, when you get to your
Yeah.
destination, give me a call because you're useless to me until then. So
Yes.
but that's because of the specific way that um, I use it's EVMUX. Okay, let me put that into the. Oh wait,
Yeah.
I was going to put a banner, but it's your channel. I'm not gonna. StreamYard's very
If
very
you want to create a banner, you can.
well. Yeah, but you got them all organized.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
By the
I
way, that's something that is interesting, and you have to figure out you have to figure out how you want to use whatever interface that you use.
yes.
I hashtag overachiever. Oh, there you go. Thank you. I am an overachiever. I have all of my stuff organized by show type. I have stuff in there that I use regularly. I alter it before a show because it helps me feel comfortable. Some of the other things are there's OBS Studio, which is free and very powerful.
Mhm.
What is interesting about that is the learning curve for OBS is pretty steep. I have it. I have tried to use it. I've not done a live with it. You can also use Ecamm Live, which is professional and Mac only. Restream, which is a multi-platform streaming.
Yeah.
You can even use Zoom for some shows on YouTube.
Yeah.
Your experience may vary. So, okay. That being said, if your viewers want to sign up for StreamYard, remind them to use your sign up links to help you out. Yes. Yes. It is there. So,
Absolutely.
so once you figure out how to do this, how to set it up, and by the way, most of these streaming platforms have videos on their website about how to set it up, how to use it. If you don't like those, search some on YouTube, because trust me, there's probably about 500 of them for each
Yeah.
one.
That's right. And their reviews, there's people that are using them for reviews. And
Yes.
so you'll get really good information from that. Some people are better at doing it than others because they go too fast. They go, you just click here and click there. And like, that's useless to me. But, you know, like your mileage may vary. Again, what's useless to me may be gold to you. So,
Is there an app for
yeah,
Mux?
there's a website. Go to the website. There's not a lot of information on website, and on the website, at least I thought, but it's free to sign up, and there's a lot of features on the free version that are really, really good. Okay, and I've got, and the free version works fabulously if you're doing a solo. It is fabulous. The minute you want anybody with you, you start having problems. But
Yes,
well, or the minute you want a co-host, okay, you
that's a
start
challenge.
if you want to do it just yourself and you know one other person on the free version I'm talking about specifically, then you're fine. You don't need a co-host, you're doing well. Yeah, but there are shows that I do, like Akashic Adventures requires a co-host. What?
Yeah. Oh, I was just telling
Oh,
Selena posted, does anyone use an iMac and not have issues with live streaming? Me, I don't have issues with it. So we can talk about that on Saturday backstage. Okay. We have got an incredible amount of information to cover. So we are going to here's something that is important. Before you go live, you need to promote the show early and then get backstage early enough to where you can test all of your technology. Now, all of your technology, some key things. Make sure that your device, your laptop, your iPhone, your iPad is set up to where you can actually see your face. You want to make eye contact. You want to know where the camera is. I actually have an extra. I have a I have an iMac. Well, I have a MacBook. I bought an extra mic. I bought a little thing for that just so that I can use it. Did I need that? No, I didn't, because the microphone on the computer works well.
yeah.
And
Yeah, and that's the decision that I went through. I'm satisfied with my with the sound quality that I get on my in my current setup, which is very bare bones, and I don't need a microphone. It'll just get in the way and collect dust and be another place for the birds to perch and shit
yes,
on, you
yeah.
know.
So testing your lighting, your camera setup. Personally, I want to do all of that before I even go live, because when I go live, when I see people who are fiddling with camera setup, stuff like that, that's not something that I enjoy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. Wanda would perch on a Mac.
She totally would. She totally would, and she'd poop on everything that's underneath it. And thank you. I'd like to restrict her poop to my clothes because I know they're washable.
Yes. So before you go live, I mean, we've talked about this, is make sure you have a list of things that you are going to talk about. Linda, I used my iPad last night. Was that okay for you?
Yeah. It was excellent sound, actually.
Yeah. When I used my iPad, I didn't have any trouble with the sound
I
quality.
want to say something else, Selena, is that okay, so one of the things that kind of is it's a personal little of mine, okay? Is I see people who have with their faces against a black background, and it's a very eerie kind of a presentation on for me to watch, okay? And
Hmm.
kind of creepy. But I saw you do that last night, and I thought, why isn't she creeping me out? Sorry. But it's the truth, okay, Selena, that it wasn't creeping me out. And I realized the difference was that you were closer to the camera, so the
Oh, mhm.
background, so it wasn't like this face swimming in a sea of black
Yeah.
coming at you out of the void of the abyss. It was actually really nice. It was very Renaissance, chiaroscuro, artsy fartsy. It was great.
Versus ginormous googly eyes, Linda, and a huge mustache. Um, Speaking of giant googly eyes, purchase responsibly, know your limits. This is new in the merch store.
Oh, giant googly eyes. Let's hear it for them.
There you go. Okay. So before you go live, make sure you check your tech, make sure you check
Yeah.
your lighting. We talked about lighting last time, so move forward with that. Have notes about everything you want to cover. Richie's advice from Longman Tarot gave great advice. It was over plan.
Oh, God, yes.
Over plan because you don't know how much interaction you will have in the chat, especially if you're live. Remember, most people will watch your video in replay. Keep that in mind. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes good sense. So that in mind, whenever I start a live, I don't expect anyone to be watching. I just, if somebody shows up, great. That's a bonus. That's why I take some time to make sure I have my plan going, moving
Yeah.
forward.
And that's really important because sometimes if you're expecting a guest, due to unforeseen circumstances, that guest will not show up. Their
Yes.
internet's gone out. Who knows? They were in a car accident, whatever. They won't show up. If you have a plan, even a skeleton sort of generic plan, like fallback plan B, C, D, E, whatever. If you have that, then you can go on. You can give a little chat, things that you want to cover, and start answering questions. Because
Mm-hmm.
again, specifically for my channel on YouTube, that's my format is I answer
Yes.
questions.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that I learned early on, and it's me or asked me about creating a live, Nick Nimmons talked about when you start your live or your show, you need to have 30 seconds to 2 minutes of standard stuff that you say
Yeah.
every time you start a live. That allows notices to go, it allows people to get caught up. Keep that in mind. There's some people out there, they do amazing, here's what the show is about stuff. It's really, really incredible. This is one of the reasons I always start with, like I did today, welcome to this Laugh and Learn. I am Tarot Stash. I'm joined by Linda de Gonzalez, and today we're talking about doing creating a YouTube channel and doing a live. So please remember to like, share, and subscribe. These are things that's standard. 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Beyond that, you're going to lose people. So
And you don't need more than that time. I mean,
no,
if you,
you don't. You
you
don't.
know,
I don't think you do. So here's the other thing. StreamYard has this standard countdown. that is included in your media assets.
Yeah.
You'll see that sometimes it's a 30-second countdown and it's just the numbers going from 30 to 0. Great, use it. Here's the thing.
It's ugly.
Start the countdown before you go live. So click the start countdown and then go live. In StreamYard, you have to go live and then it says, are you sure you want to go live? And then you hit it again. So there's this key thing, because what happens, and trust me, ask me how I know, because I've done it, is if you don't do that, if people are watching the playback, they're actually going to see you doing this, looking at the screen for like a second or 2 seconds. Yes, yes. So, yeah. And also the other thing is in your
live, are you there?
yeah, you can actually tell you're live in your browser or whatever you're using, because it'll say live.
Yeah.
It'll say your stream is live.
In red.
Your
Okay, you
your
can't miss it.
your results may vary. StreamYard also has the ability for you to set a standard intro video and a standard outro or a standard exit. The thing about that is sometimes they hang on a little too long, and when you're done, it doesn't automatically put people back on screen so that you can debrief. So, okay.
And also, before you start your intro, take everybody off of the screen, remove them from the screen, because what occasionally happens, or maybe it always happens, I don't know, I don't go back and look at every beginning of everything I ever produce, but what has happened in the past is that you've got, a second or two of people going,
Yes.
and then the intro starts.
Well,
That's
and
really,
I don't use that. Gerald has control issues, so I don't use that intro video feature in StreamYard. I just start the video for that's my countdown, and then I go live, and there we go. So,
so you've got your intro set up as a countdown.
well, yeah, that's essentially what it is. I don't use it, so we can talk about that. It's a
Yeah.
very interesting thing.
Yeah, it is. Okay, I like
Yes.
that because,
Yes, Leah, feel free to do that. We like that.
yeah.
So, okay. So one of the great things about doing a live is the interaction.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I have to say, I like doing lives because there's no editing needed.
Oh, yes.
A pre-recorded video is a lot of background work. It's a lot of work. I could jump on, do a live, and then boom, it's up and it's done.
Yeah.
So here you go.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah, and
Linda.
I am learning today, Kaylee, because I learn every single time that I try anyway to learn from every single time there's a technical discussion with anybody,
Yep.
So yeah.
Yes. So how you do your chat interaction is what works for you. Linda and I have different styles of chat interaction. Because part of me is I'm going to talk to my guest, going to engage on that. Then I'm going to go in and catch up in chat.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to catch up in chat. Then I'm going to talk to my guest. Then I'm going to catch up in chat. I get that from Chris of Elemental Cartomancy. I loved how he did that. It made sense to me. It also allows the stream of conscious conversation that Linda and I are having right now to not be interrupted.
Yeah. Yeah, the flow. Don't interrupt the flow. But see, Gerald and I have different styles because we have different show formats.
Yes.
Gerald does interviews and things like explorations, learning. They're
Mhm.
not They're not readings, generally speaking. And like on his channel, he does readings with me because I broke
And
his
I
arm
and I do
once.
some reading shows.
Yeah,
So
you do some reading
yeah.
shows, and and you use a different style in those reading shows,
Hmm.
okay? So that's what, like, you adapt your style to what you're doing.
Yes.
When you're doing readings, there's a lot of interaction with chat. There's some discussion with, for me,
Hmm.
some discussion with my guests. There's usually a little discussion at the beginning, like 5 minutes, maybe 10, unless I get totally sucked down a rabbit hole, and then I just, I have to really fight myself to
Yes.
get back on track and remember this is a show and people want readings, etc., etc. Um, so yeah, and sometimes you get chatters who are hilarious, and
You know who you are.
yeah, you do. You do. You know who you are. You're not here today, but you know who you are. I know you're going to watch the replay.
Yes. Well, yes. And what's also interesting is this, and I want to point this out. How much interaction do you want to have with chat? You can have ongoing interaction. That's great. You can
Yeah,
also have no interaction with chat. That works. I've
yeah,
seen shows with that. You can do something in between. That
yeah.
works as well. I also think, Beth says, as a confirmed chatter, never a host or guest, I commend anyone who acknowledges the guest's comments
She
or the
means the
chatter's
same.
comments.
Yeah,
What is an important thing about that in StreamYard, we have the ability to star a comment.
yeah,
So we can go back to it because right now I have 6 comments starred that I want to go back to because it will fit into
yeah,
the order that we're talking about things.
yeah,
What's really important, and this is Gerald's thing, if I put something up, I read that comment because I know how I watch YouTube lives. I'm usually multitasking. So if I were to say, "Oh, I agree with you, Selena," I don't know as a listener what the host is saying. So I
yeah.
usually say, Essence of the Moon, Selena says, everyone was sucked down a rabbit hole last night with Bobby, off topic a lot.
Okay, I love Bobby with my whole heart, and it keeping focus, working with him is a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Oh,
not
Ms.
gonna, I mean, I love him, okay, and he's so
Oh,
much
yeah.
fun to work with, and it's a challenge at the same time.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yes, she does. She totally
Yes.
does.
Ms. Tarot D slays in chat every time. And so, yeah, we did have a lot of fun last night.
It was. It was.
That's something also, it's an important thing. The enthusiasm and the energy that you have on screen is felt by
The audience.
the audience, the people who are watching, be they lurking, be they chatting. It's so important for that. And okay, so we've got that. There is we have down here thinking about presentation. So how are you going to present yourself on screen? Do you have an online persona that is different than your offline persona? If you do, great. If you don't, great. Personally, I I don't have that much of a memory to remember to be a specific different personality on camera. Some people do. So what you see on camera is who I am authentically.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. Except if you were living with me, I'm not as chatty in real life as I am on camera. Um, I can go days with not saying a word. Well, I mean, I have to talk to the parrots, right? But
Uh-huh.
but I can go days without saying a word to another human being, and I'm perfectly happy. I'm actually, nobody believes me when I say this, but I am, in fact, an introvert.
Hmm.
Um, and and being with crowds of people is exhausting to me.
Yes.
But this isn't a crowd of people. This is me having a chat with one of my dearest friends. So I'm perfectly, and I'm in my safe space. And like I said last time, all you guys are just NPCs because I can't see your faces, so I don't get it. It bypasses that whole part of my brain that goes, "Oh my
Yes.
God, public speaking." So
Well, and also it's one of the things that whatever you do, whatever type of presentation, it needs to be authentic,
it needs to be consistent.
consistent and authentic. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Beth agrees with, I believe you, Linda.
Thanks.
I can go days without
Lots of people
talking
don't.
to anyone except my dog.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
And Brit is the same.
yeah. Oh yeah, Brit. Yeah,
When, Maru posted this, I'm just modding and I can't even keep up. I hear you. We're going to talk about mods in a little bit.
yeah,
So, yeah. And Kaylee said,
yeah,
that was the big thing for me. I suck at public speaking, but have no issues with lives.
yeah. This isn't public speaking. This isn't standing as I have done. This isn't standing up in front of the Chamber of Commerce of the city of Surrey, British Columbia, like 200 people, and giving a presentation on your business. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah. This is
Yep.
oftentimes it's friends having a chat and then we're
Mhm.
getting side comments,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
can be a lot of fun. The other thing about the chat, sometimes I get such in a zone, I am not paying attention to the chat because I am so interested in what my guest is saying. So,
See, this is what I mean. God, you chatters. You make me laugh my ass
well,
off.
you have to read it out loud.
I'm the Hegseth of mods, completely unqualified. Who handed me this job?
I did. I did. Yeah. That's one snort, people.
Yeah.
One
There was
snort.
one at the beginning, you missed it, so we're not going to count it now.
That's two snorts. Yes. We'll talk about mods in a little bit. So, um, yes. Yep. Anybody can stumble. Yes. Yeah. But anyone on the planet can stumble upon a video, live or recorded, and see you. Yep.
Yeah, and I
Yep.
just pray that it's one of the more recent ones, not one of the early ones, like when
Yes.
I flubbed Nightbot. Oh,
Nightbot is a great tool to
it is.
help you use and to manage your chat, especially if you're doing
Yeah.
readings
If you're
very, very effectively.
It's a very effective tool. It is a vertical learning curve. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm just going to warn you now. It will take work to get it to like you will have to do some work to get it going and to be able to use it effectively. But once you do that, oh my God, it's like
Yeah,
another hand. It is so
absolutely.
helpful. I don't use it anymore because I found a different way. Well, mostly because the lives that I do now, like on my own shows, not Akasha. Well, even Akasha Adventures, instead of using Nightbot, I'm using the giveaway tool. One,
Yes.
she's upset because I fed her cooked oatmeal this morning instead of overnight oats because I forgot to do the overnight oats. So they're all sulking, and now she's voicing her protest. Anyway, Nightbot is wonderful, but I don't need it because I learned how to use the giveaway tool, and that's what we use now. And I highly recommend if you're a reader, the giveaway tool is the best way to prevent having people camping out in your live stream for like half an hour beforehand so that they're ready with their question as soon as the show opens.
Yes.
You don't even get to take a breath, and you've got 5 questions right there
Yes.
ready to start.
Yes.
And that means that anybody who comes in at 5 past the, like, I can't tell you how many shows I've done where the questions, they're 8 questions usually, they're filled by 5 minutes after.
Yes.
That's not fair. And it doesn't help build a community. And
The,
it,
the giveaway tool is available as part of the paid membership in StreamYard.
Yes.
So
Paid
that's
membership. Yeah. It is available on EV Mux on the
very
free
nice.
version. They have a whole bunch of little plugins, including a giveaway tool that you can drop in.
I
So
love it.
on the free version of EV Mux, you can have a giveaway tool.
Yes, Play Love. Remember, some readers do not show their faces. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
MLR said a lot of readers started their channels just showing card spreads, not themselves, and some
Yep.
still do. Great. You do you, kids. You do you. So,
yeah.
Okay. Let me check out my my things. I think it's very important when you are doing a live to have a robust description of what's going to happen in the show. I think it's very important to have all of the ways to contact you, all of the ways to contact your guests, all of the ways for people to support you and show their support, whether it be an Amazon wish list, PayPal, Venmo, Ko-fi, whatever, because if people don't have that, they don't know that, there's a missed opportunity. I also am a big supporter of, in the description, I'm linking other information. Like, for instance, in this video, in the description is the link to the first Laugh and Learn about creating a YouTube channel. Take 1. I also create playlists for my videos. So if someone wants to go back and catch up, they can. So there's that. Hashtags are very important. She's going to have to go get Wanda. She doesn't want to. She'll be right back. So in the meantime, how about we do this? This section of the video is brought to you by the word rapscallion. Everyone say it with me. Rapscallion. Rapscallion. A person who causes trouble. The best chatters are not rapscallions, and always like, share, and subscribe to our channels. Rapscallion. So Kiba is here and Pamela is here. So I think it's an important thing. And this is a Nick Nimmons thing. You want to always give people an opportunity to find more of your content. When you're starting your channel, you're not going to have a lot of subscribers. And that's okay. The more you collaborate, the more lives you do. Roots and Waves, Ange gave somebody recent suggestion to grow your channel, do a live every day. I think that's great advice. If you've got the time to be able to do it, do it. How long do lives last? Here's the thing. Lives, you figure out that most people are going to watch we have somebody's attention span for about 20 minutes if we're lucky.
Yeah. YouTube has a bunch of really useful analytics, and it'll tell you what the average viewing length is for any individual show or overall on your channel. Mine is like I think 13.4 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And that's something, if you are creating a YouTube channel to make money and to have it be your job, you do need to pay attention to those analytics. So, how do you bypass the not enough subscribers to go live? Opal Empress Tarot, I don't know if that's something you can do by going through StreamYard, going through a different service.
I
I
never
believe
saw that.
YouTube, you have to have a number of subscribers before you can do a live through YouTube. I don't think
Oh,
that is the case for StreamYard.
StreamYard. You could be right. I don't know. I was going live when I had 48 subscribers or 46 or something. So I never encountered that. No,
Okay, you think it's, I
no,
don't think it's that much.
it's
It
not.
used to be. It used to be Opal Empress Tarot. I'm glad you're here. Now, I don't know the answer to that.
There is a difference between monetization and going live. Okay. And the requirements for going, yeah, I think it's very low. That's for going live. It's like you and your family and your friends. That's basically it.
Mhm.
For monetization, like basic use of things like the merch store and memberships and super chats and super thanks, that's 500 subscribers and 1,000 hours of viewing
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
For advertising, and apparently they tell me that's where the real money is when you can
Mhm.
put ads in your channel. That's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of viewing time. Okay.
So,
Oh, Julianne says it's 50. She just checked.
yeah. Oh, it's 50? Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. This is the thing. If the technology and the learning curve is different for different people and how you operate, I get it. Check some videos. I also am going to say before you go live, verify that all of your systems are current and up to date. Whatever
Oh,
browser you're
yes.
using. Bye, Beth.
Gold star on that comment.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk about how to be a good host and a good collaborator. This is a really key thing for uh, for for us because I like to think, I am that guy who I have a guest checklist here. I have a show checklist, much the same way as one would have for a stage crew. And then I have a guest template. Do you want to say anything about being a host and a collaborator?
I want to say that you're the best host I ever worked with.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
know, sincerely, really. And I learned so much from Gerald, you guys. Um, so what I learned was how to make it easy for my guests. Okay.
Hmm.
Made it so easy for me.
Yes.
When Gerald wants me in on a collaboration, I get an email that has the links. He includes the YouTube links, okay, as the
Yes.
YouTube as well as the StreamYard link,
Hmm.
just in case. He has the entire show notes. Now, the show note, the show description, show notes,
Description. Yes.
okay. The show notes are all written out from his point of view for his channel. It's my responsibility to go through it. And if I see a sentence like, this is part of my playlist, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's not part of any playlist I've got because I've been very lax in creating
Yes.
and maintaining those playlists. So I will change that to read, this is
Hmm.
part of Gerald's playlist, and here it
Correct.
is. Okay. And
Yes.
so um uh and he includes the thumbnail. May I express how frustrating it is for me to be invited to someone else's channel and I'm expected to produce my own freaking thumbnail? I'm sorry. Hello?
especially if you are invited to simulcast.
Yeah, I'm invited to their channel. I'm invited to simulcast, but I'm not provided with a thumbnail. I have to come up with it myself. Well, I mean, I can do that in like half an hour, but that, you see, what that does is it speaks to branding, okay?
Mm,
The look of your channel. And if I'm simulcasting from Gerald's channel or from anybody's, it makes sense to use what they provide, what they've decided represents their channel and is an image for their channel when I'm simulcasting, and vice versa.
mhm.
Okay. Um, I also sometimes I forget, but I usually, when I'm simulcasting, I usually put it in the title, simulcast, so it's not originating from
Yes.
me. But yeah, when I
When
ask people to collaborate, I do exactly what Gerald does. I send out an email that has the date and the time, the link from StreamYard, the show notes, and the thumbnail, all in
Mhm.
one email. It makes life so easy, and it makes people really happy and willing to collaborate again.
Yes. There are things that when you are simulcasting, when you set up a show, if you're simulcasting, you have to go into YouTube, change the licensing to Creative Commons. I also put on you in order to comment, you need to be a subscriber for a certain amount of time. That helps to keep the trolls away. Mods will also help with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to show. Oh, there you go. If it, yeah, very nicely for a phone. Pamela, we can figure that out.
I want one too, please.
Uh, so I do want to share with you because I want to make sure people are comfortable before they come on to my channel. Usually, I send all of my guests a preparation email, and I'm going to share the template for that. And it looks like this. Now, can you see all of that? Essentially, what it says is it's I'm looking forward to us being together, and then here's a basic, so I have stuff that I can change, and I want to make you feel comfortable, seen, and supported so we can have a great time together and share something meaningful with our audience. And this is an email that I send to most first-time visitors. Here's a few things to help us prepare. I want to know someone's pronouns. That's important for me. It may not be important for you. That's okay. I am also going to be really getting to know someone. Boundaries are really important based upon the topic we're discussing. I want to know what's out of bounds, and you can always pass on a question. I do want to make sure. I do want to make sure that people they tell me what they need in order to feel comfortable. Like, for instance, I've had a few people who they did not want to have their face on camera. Great. I can work with that. All I got to be able to hear is your voice. MLR, like you said, you don't want to even appear on camera for work Zooms at all. I get it. And so then I'm talking about how much time the show usually lasts. I am also going to be encouraging people to promote what they've got coming up on their channel, because if they do not, I will, trust me. If people need to step away, there's a package, there's a screaming bird, there's the need for a biology break, refresh stuff. Just step away. I can put myself into solo view. I can pop up a commercial. I can ramble about something. And I also want people to be authentically who they are. I be you. Don't pretend to be something else. I also include, you can see right there, the tech tips. good internet connection, check your mic and camera are working properly. You can close or mute apps before joining the panel. And the other thing that I try to do is I want everybody to be heard. So I want to encourage people to, if there's more than two of us on the screen, to make sure that you're not talking over other people, because I want everyone to be heard. It's my responsibility as the host to ensure that everybody can do that.
Yeah.
And I do tell them that they can follow chat if they want. On an iPad, you can't necessarily follow the chat because it covers what's going on. That's one of the reasons I'm always putting the chat up on the screen. And I can, if I have a list of questions that I'm going to be asking for people, I will ask them, do they need to see the questions ahead of time, or do they just want them the spur of the moment? I'm good either way. Because trust me, I'm going to have the basic questions. Then I'm going to be able to piggyback off of those. So, workaround for free StreamYard, multiple cameras, log in on separate device as a guest. Yes, it works. I have technical issues with it. I have feedback. So Pamela says, as a consumer of tarot shows, I do not like separate broadcasts because I can't connect with all of the chat. Yes, Pamela, I completely understand that. That's why this thing right here, I think, is StreamYard's way of connecting all of that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, posting chat is very important.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's okay. So that's how that. So it's important for me as a host to be able to do that. That's what I want you to do. Feel comfortable. When I actually had paying people to come in and do training for us where I used to work, I would send them something like this and say, here's what's going to happen. We're going to pick you up. You're going to be picked up by so-and-so. You're going to be staying here. We will make sure you get there. You have a per diem of making sure that blah, 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 and all of that stuff. So
I use a spreadsheet. I just started using a spreadsheet to track my shows, not the way, like, not a checklist for the individual guest, but a checklist for the show, and whether something is done or not done or in process or whatever, so I can see at a glance what work needs to be completed for the upcoming shows. Yeah.
Tarot show preparation, guest preparation. Yes.
Yeah.
These are all things that are important.
I'm the spreadsheet queen, so I use spreadsheet.
I
with
love that.
drop-down boxes.
I mean, you've got to do what excites you. Here's the other thing is, I have said this before. I try to be authentically who I am on camera as off camera. Everybody, you will, as you do a live and you do more live shows, the first time is going to be awkward.
Yes.
Because
accept it. Just accept it.
Yes.
It's going to be awkward. You're going to flub things. Just go with it. I mean, whatever. Everyone can see that you're nervous, and the outpouring of support that you get from everybody in the chat is incredible, because they see you're uncomfortable and awkward and nervous, and they just want you to succeed. This community is astonishing in that way.
Yes. There are a few other key things that are important. When you start a show, encourage people to like and subscribe and share the content. Somewhere in the middle, encourage people to like, subscribe, and share the content. At the end, encourage people to like, share, and subscribe. you're going to hit a lot of people that way. That was a Nick Nimmons suggestion. Make
Yeah,
sure you remind people.
I keep forgetting.
It's okay. So as I do lives, I get my rhythm. The other thing to pay attention to is to not speak too quickly.
And enunciate clearly.
Yes. I also had to learn how to be careful, how to be comfortable with silence. You can pause when trying to collect your thoughts. It's great. Okay, what is that? The main skill I noticed that is so difficult to learn is doing your show and still being able to read and comment on comments. That seems impossible to me. What I didn't realize until I started creating content, there's a lot going into creating content. Especially, we've had a great show today, a lot of people coming in and commenting. How you balance that is something that you learn and develop. What were you going to say about that, Linda?
Well, I can't do it, Pamela. When I do a reading show, it's different when we're having a chat. Okay, it's different when we're just having a chat, and then I can go, oh, look what Pamela said, or because Gerald foolishly gave me co-host privileges, I could star it. I know. Anyway, uh, when I'm reading, my generally my eyes are closed. I don't know
Yes.
what the hell's going on in chat. And sometimes, and I'm a long reader, when I'm doing the Akashic records, I mean, I'm in there talking about a previous lifetime, and it's
Mm-hmm.
usually long. Okay, 5 minutes. I have no idea what's gone on in chat. I can't, I mean, I could, I suppose, go back like 75 comments and try to catch up, but what
Yeah.
would be the point? So mostly I ignore, well, except unless it's like right in my face and I see it right there. I mostly don't pay a lot of attention to chat now see, and in a show like Akashic Adventures, Viviani and I share co-hosting with each other.
Yes.
So Viviani is reading and I'm looking through the comments and
Yes.
I'm starring comments to put up and I'm you know, looking for whatever is interesting, like feedback, for example, for
Yes.
somebody
Oh,
who's
yeah.
okay,
Feedback
that's
when you're doing a reading show is extremely important.
really important. You got to pay attention to that.
Yes.
And then Viviani does the same thing while I'm reading. So she'll go through, and so we've developed over a year and a half. We've developed a flow and a technique and a
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah,
And
exactly. And just
that's an
the way of
important thing.
managing
Yeah.
everything. But that takes time to develop. So give yourself that time and don't because every show is different and because every reader is different because what we're
Yes.
doing is not easily classifiable. Some
Yes.
people can read the Akashic records with their eyes wide open. I don't know how they do it, but um, well, because honestly, I mean, because I see the things happening in front of me, and if
Yes.
I've got a screen with stuff happening behind that, it's really hard for me to put those two
Yes.
visions together. It's easier if I close my eyes and just watch the back of my eyelids. Well, it's
Sure.
my mind's eye, it's not the back. I know that. But but you know what I mean? It's
Yes.
how you read, the kinds of things you read, the people you read with, that's all going to create the shape and the flow and the energy of your channel, your lives, you know, and
Yeah, I want to
it's
point this
reality.
out, what Cheryl said. It takes time to get into the flow when we're starting anything.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
You have to be kind to yourself. I tell everyone that want some suggestions when doing a live or creating a YouTube channel, one of the things that I say is do not tell people about a mistake that they do not know that you've made. I know Gerald just didn't fall out of the tree. He has worked hard to polish his skills over the years. He makes it look easy.
Yeah.
And I can make it look east too. Now, here's the other thing. I'm good at multitasking. And let's be honest, I oftentimes am not comfortable giving that control to someone else. That's just me. But as you develop, you get into your rhythm and embrace it. Embrace who you are. And everybody has a shtick. I have a shtick. I don't know what you're talking about. There are things that are uniquely me. And that's okay. You do you, kids. You do you. Because you're the only you we have. If you have a shtick, embrace it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it every single time, but you do need to appreciate the people who are watching, the work lurkers, the best lurkers, the future lurkers. I mean, these are, we even called these stash tags. Yes. Hands on little shticks. Oh my gosh, Kaylee. That's funny. These are tiny hands on tiny sticks, on little shticks. So, there was somebody who had asked a question earlier. Oh, by the way, I do encourage people to have a beverage of their choice to make sure that, because you can breathe.
Yes. Take the time to breathe.
Yep.
And take the time for a sip. Take the time for a puff. This is not a toke, okay? This is nicotine. There's nothing else in here. I'm going to just relax, everybody.
The other thing that is important is for you to remember to be consistent. If you're posting shows, be consistent. Promote your shows. Now, okay, I also see Linda working so hard to put it all together so she can share her unique skills and insights. All your hard work shows, Linda. You are doing great, as if you need me to tell you.
It's always nice to hear. Thank you so much.
Did you hear her? Did you hear Pamela?
I did. I feel so seen. Thank you, Pamela.
Excellent. Yes. Sip, sip. I am not the originator of the sip, sip. That is Deanne from Blue Crescent Tarot. Oh, that's something. If you're doing something and you saw somebody else do it first, give them credit.
Oh, yes. Always, always, always. Okay, here's the underlying principle. One rises, we all rise.
Yes.
We support each other. If you have a channel and you know somebody that nobody else has ever heard of because they just graduated from so-and-so's class, from some class, put them on your channel and give them a chance. Put them on your channel and show them off. And if they decide that they want to start they're not competition, okay? Other readers are not your competition. They are your support. They are what makes you good. They're what makes our community so exceptional. And honestly, like really, it's I don't even have the words anymore.
Yeah.
Other readers are not your competition, they're your collaborators, and you will support them, they will support you, and we all rise together. We all grow together.
Yes. I think what's also important is you're not for everyone, nor should you try to be for everyone.
Exactly.
I am not for everyone. When I first started this channel 5 years ago, I had some people always watching. I don't have them watching anymore, and that's okay because you get to find your rhythm.
Yeah.
And people can self-select and unsubscribe. that's fine.
Yeah.
Now, we do have to talk about, if you do a live, you need mods. Mods are those people who are watching whose names are in blue and they have the little wrench or the spanner after them.
Yeah.
And Hypnicity asked this a long time ago. How do you decide how many mods to have? I am particular about my mods. I'm not giving a mod away to everyone because when I am doing a show, I absolutely want those mods to be able to trounce on people who may be coming in and talking about, uh, uh, you know, uh, posting crap and harassing other people in the chat. Creating a subscribers only, it has benefited. We don't see those a lot anymore. That's great. It also gets your subscriptions up.
Yeah. It's a subscribers only mode is a great way to keep your channel growing, okay? Because
Yes.
people will see how interesting and supportive the chat is, and they will want to be part of it. They'll want to be part of a supportive community,
Yes.
you know?
Yes. And I make people mods when I see that they are a mod for others and how
Yeah.
they handle things.
Yeah.
For me, I am a person who I will ask a mod to post a link of something
Yeah.
because I want people to be focused on the links that are in the description and mine and my guest.
Yeah.
What happens sometimes, people get really excited and the chat just explodes with chit chat, all sorts of information being shared. And it's like, whoa, okay. And what happens is we can get lost as on screen, we get lost of what's being said.
Yeah.
I've actually put on the slow mode just to help with that. So, and
Yeah.
so yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah,
For my mods, I use the same methods that uh, that Gerald does. And I have to say, my god mod, Diane, who is now a channel owner and reader all on her own. I'm
yes,
so proud of her. She's so fabulous. Anyway, she's my god mod, and we work together so well. She like reads my mind, and um she knows when to step in, and she knows what to say. And it's like I'll see a comment and go, oh, I wonder if I have time to write a response, or if I should address it like verbally.
mm-hmm.
Very little weird stuff. Well, I mean, lots of weird stuff happens on my channel. Okay, let's just face it, it's a weird channel, but I'm proud of that and I stand by it. But very little hurtful stuff happens on
Yes,
my channel. I,
mm-hmm.
I can only think of once in the last year and a half, and that was recently. And I prefer to address that kind of stuff myself. It's not like my
Yes,
my mods um, are not expected to. I don't expect my mods to be police in that sense. Like when they see an interaction that's less than helpful, less than positive, I will step in and say, I see something going on in the chat that I would like to address right now.
yes, mm-hmm.
And here's what I've seen, and here's what I think. And please don't do this anymore. There's no need to police other people's,
Yes.
blah, blah, whatever it is. Okay. I will address it. Um, uh,
You will address it directly, and it's better coming from you because it
yeah.
gives.
My channel, I'm responsible.
Yes. And that is also about creating the safety net, especially if you have guests on the channel.
Yeah.
It is so important for me to have a safe environment. And that is a key thing. I am also a person I'm also a person who I don't need a whole lot of links uh, posted in the chat. I'll actually do. I'll ask them
Yeah.
for people to do that if it's not something that's related to those of us on camera.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's not related to who's reading, then, wait until I ask.
Yes, and I tell you, every content creator is different. The mods have to keep that in mind because
Yeah.
what's appropriate for me may not be appropriate for Linda
Yeah.
and vice versa. So
Yeah.
that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
I'm also an overachiever in the sense I am using Chrome because that's what's worked best in StreamYard.
Yeah.
I have tabs open for each of our streams. So if I need to go in and remove someone or time somebody out, I can do that.
Yeah. I don't do that because my Chromebook is like 6 years old
Yeah.
and slow, and so I don't want to risk having multiple tabs open
Yes.
while
Oh,
I'm
I
on.
understand.
And
Yeah.
so, but the other thing I wanted to say about mods is I notice on some, oh, look, here's Ocean Garnet. I haven't seen you for age. Oh, sorry. Um, the the thing that I notice on some channels is that people will like they'll just make you a mod just because you showed up. It feels like,
And that's what works for them.
and that's fine, okay. But if that's the case, you better have some actual support mods who know how to
Yes.
time somebody out, who know how to boot somebody, who know how to do all the modish things. You better have some of those in there too, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the you can grow your mods. You have to be able to you cannot create a mod in StreamYard. You have to do it in YouTube. So, and it's okay. Yes.
Do it on your
That's
phone.
why I'll either have my phone or I will have the windows open.
Yeah.
Okay, Linda, we have been at this for an hour and 17 minutes.
And we
So
still have like how many pages to go through?
I'm not going through all of those pages because you've got to create a thumbnail. You've got to do that. Linda is so disappointed. Did you see that open mouth gasp?
Okay, one thing I want to say before we say
Please.
goodbye, okay? You guys, ChatGPT is your friend.
Can
I
be.
don't want to hear about, oh, but AI, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's all bullshit, okay? ChatGPT is your friend as a creator. ChatGPT will help you write show notes.
Can, yes.
Uh, ChatGPT will help you create thumbnails. Now,
Can, yes.
it's it you will have to, okay, so here's my take on thumbnails and ChatGPT. It sucks at it sucks big time at text and placing text in there. So you just want the background, then you transfer it into Canva and you put in your dates and your times
Yes.
and whatever else you want to put in there. But you want the image, okay? The rest of it comes after.
Yep.
ChatGPT can come up with some really cool images, and you just say, "Look, I need a thumbnail for a YouTube show. I would like it to be." And it's going to ask you specific questions.
Yes.
Do you want a sparkly vibe? Do you want mystical? Do you want?
Mm-hmm.
It'll ask you all these questions. You say, "Oh, I want this and I want that." And what kind of colors do you want? Yeah, Canvas AI. Um, it it it'll ask you all these questions so that you can get a really interesting design and then transfer it into Canva, write out your text with your dates and times,
Yes.
and that's it. And that takes an hour. It's an amazing time saver. Show notes, you just say, okay, I'm doing a show, these are the people, these are their links, this, or actually I have a template for, like, I have it saved in a document for
Yeah, I
links.
do that. That's what I do too.
Yeah, I don't ask ChatGPT to include links, okay? That's something that I've got saved. All it does is write the notes for the show. And I tell it these are the points I want you to cover. And I want you to cover it in a warm and friendly and readable style with no emojis, no dashes, you know, and in Canadian English, please, with Canadian
Yes.
spelling.
Mm-hmm.
Voila.
I think this is one of those things we all have to create. I mean, you do you. This is what Linda and Gerald have done to help make creating a live show easy for us. We both like it. I mean, I
Yeah,
like it. I'm not
I love
speaking
it.
for you.
I'm crazy about Ada, my friend, ChatGPT.
Yes. Stay tuned. There'll be a show about Chat GPT. So you do you, because I have my templates in my notes. So when I do consistent shows and I have consistent guests, so it's easy for me to copy and paste and put those in there. Then I can share them with my guest via email. So, but okay. So lots of good information. I hope this has been helpful. If you're watching this on playback, thank you. Give us a thumbs up. Both of our channels are in the description. I don't even know where to find the interface
It's
for
an
chat.
app you can download from the Apple Store or the Play Store.
There you go. Linda, thank you.
Thank you, Gerald. This has been fun.
I hope this has been helpful because we've focused really on talking about a live. So basically between the two shows, we've done almost 3 hours of content.
Oh, yeah.
So yes,
Yeah.
Pamela. People jump
Yeah.
on without much experience like anti-AI. It's here to stay and it can be helpful. Here's the thing that's also important. There are tools that you have to help make your job easier and more efficient,
Yes.
like creating a checklist. You do you. All of those things are extremely important. So, all right. Linda,
Yes, Gerald.
what do you want to tell people about that's coming up on your channel?
Oh, gee. Are we at that part of the show already? I don't know. What day is today? Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's Friday, July 11th of
I know, I know, I know.
2025.
I'm being I'm being a doofus. Monday at 2 o'clock Pacific. I know. Big surprise, right?
Yes.
Who would ever have thought? Okay, Monday, the 14th at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern, I'll be simulcasting with Allie. She's hosting. We're going to be doing light
Nice.
and darkness reading.
Ooh.
Ooh, I know. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Um, Tuesday, the 15th, Akashic Adventures, 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern. Viviani will be hosting, Diana Bowles, oil painter, and I will be simulcasting. And Wednesday, Gerald, how did you show up on my schedule again? I just can't get away from you. Okay, 11 o'clock. Sorry. Wednesday is going to be busy. 11 o'clock in the morning, Pacific time, 2 o'clock Eastern time. Gerald and I are doing part 2 of brainstorming with Diana Bowles.
Yes.
And then for me, at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern, it's, oh, I didn't write down the episode. I think it's episode 7 or
It's Into
8.
the Ether. Into the
Into the
Ether.
Ether with
Nice.
Diane G. Yeah. I forget the episode number. Next Thursday. Oh, I have to email her. I can't. I don't know who's going to be my guest next Thursday. Well, I know who I want to ask, but see, this is what happens when you don't follow your checklist. Okay.
I want to thank everybody very much for watching. You can do a lot of different things with your time. You're spending it on YouTube watching us. Thank you. very,
Yeah,
very
thank
much.
you so much.
Please subscribe to our channels. All of the links are in the description. When you ring the bell, it lets you know, it notifies you when we go live or when we have a new upload.
And make sure you go all the way down that drop down list to make sure that you hit the solid bell so you get all notifications.
Ooh, snap. There you go. So, all right. Going to say farewell. Thank you, Linda, for being here. This is
Thank you.
delightful.
Thank you for having me, Gerald. It's been a
Of
good
course.
time.
All right. Bye, everybody.